Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you are watching this. Hope you are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news. In a crazy week, a crazy finish to the week comes along with Cooper going from being sacked to being backed as a new contract is signed. In today's episode, we will go through all the details and fill you in on everything that we know. As always, guys, before we start, if you would be kind enough give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you'd like to become a member, please don't forget to hit that join button. It's only 99p, supports the channel and gives you all the perks. Let's get into it and let's jump into this crazy news. Okay guys, so let's start with the club statement that was released at about 11:30. Nottingham Forest is delighted to announce that Steve Cooper has signed a new contract with the club. The Forest head coach has signed a new deal at the City Ground running until 2025. 42-year-old took charge of the Reds last September and has since won 29 of his 54 matches at the helm. After finishing fourth in the Championship last season, he became the first manager since 1998 to lead the Reds into the Premier League with a 1-0 win over Huddersfield Town at Wembley. It is now important, and this is the key statement, that our focus is solely on football. As a group, we are all concentrated and do everything we can to help the team move up the league table and once again demonstrate our qualities that led us to the Premier League. So, the club has fully U-turned and backed Steve Cooper and given him a new contract until 2025. On top of that, Dane Murphy, who was set to leave at the end of the month, will now be staying at Nottingham Forest as well. This is fan power, complete fan power. Look, I would say 95% of the fans were fully behind Cooper. A few were on the fence and then some wanted him out. And some, including me, were like, we've got to give him at least the Villa match. What does this mean? What does it change? What does it do? Honestly, not as much as people think. Why? Because results will still drive and decide everything on this. But what it gives us is stability. We can go into the Villa match and the team can go into the Villa match knowing that it's not do or bust. This is what I talked about in the video the other day. They came out initially with a halfway house, and for me that was the worst of all the scenarios. You either back him or you sack him, otherwise you're just creating instability across the whole club from the bottom to the top. This, at the very least, gives us a clear indication of where things are and where their mindset is at. Now, why have they done this full U-turn? It's completely because of the outpouring of the fans who've been on their back, who have come out with passion to back Steve Cooper. Now, what this should not change is what happens on Monday night. There still needs to be an uproar from the fans about backing Cooper because that will add to the atmosphere come Monday. The significance and the size of Monday's match has not changed. It is still going to be the biggest match of the season so far, and Forest have to come out and put a performance. What it may change is the team lineup. I was under the impression, and my video today was going to be along the lines of who would Steve Cooper play. And on Monday, I think he would have turned to those he trusted, which could have led to his demise. Now he can at least start to think clearly and understand who will help him and who will improve the team rather than who he trusts to fight for him. So this really does help in terms of what the performance and potentially what the result will be on Monday night. As I touched on earlier though, it doesn't change everything because football is a results-driven game. No matter what you think of Cooper or Marinakis or Nottingham Forest as a club, the pressure will still mount if we were to lose on Monday and then lose to Wolves. It's back to square one. It's back to the same situation. The pressure would be too high. However, I think this contract now means that they're giving him till at least the World Cup break to see where we are. If we keep losing matches, contract or no contract, Steve Cooper will not be able to survive it because this is football and this is how it works. However, a lot of the fans are going to now think that this is Cooper backing us even if we go down to bring us back up. I still believe that Marinakis, who has invested 150 million in this year, is not going to settle for anything less than Premier League status next season. So rejoice, yes, but be realistic in understanding where the thought process is. The good news for this is, come what may, Steve Cooper has now protected himself against getting the sack and against the short-termism on his contract that would have cost him compensation and things like that. So this does give him some protection. On top of that as well, what I do understand from the contract is one of the sticking points was that they wanted to give him a 2-year deal rather than and he wanted a 3-year deal. It's clear to see they've had a discussion with either him or his lawyers or his staff, whatever it is, and they've come to an agreement on this 3-year deal to 2025. Now, this does show a lot of good things as well. It shows that if the club is really willing to back him that much, it's a long-term deal and long-term stability in terms of the future of the club. But I am still slightly skeptical of it because I know football, especially in the Premier League, and results will drive everything. But this is really good news so far. The speculation going into the match on Monday, where he just had the Villa game left, should now be off the table. And more importantly, and all I care about as a Forest fan, is what we do on the pitch. And this should take away that element of uncertainty. Now, we can't get complacent off the back of it. It can't mean that the players get a free hit now to go out on the pitch against Villa and do absolutely nothing and just take a defeat. We cannot let that complacency set in. The players now have to perform. What it should do as well, for any players that were looking at Cooper thinking he is on his way out, etc., this should, as far as they're concerned, because they don't know what goes on behind the scenes, this should mean that they now need to impress the manager, to make the team, to stay on the pitch, etc. So a huge U-turn that no one saw coming. No one in the media, no one in social media, no one anywhere saw coming. But it is good to see that there wasn't any knee-jerk reactions and that Marinakis and his team sat down and thought about things logically and moved it forward. Let me know what you guys think down below. Crazy week, crazy day. Let's hope we can finish it with a win against Villa. That would just be the icing on the cake to it, because a win changes everything. A win lifts us up to 7 points, higher up the table. We can build on that. We can progress forward. And maybe, hopefully, this week can be forgotten. Maybe we will look back at it in a couple of weeks' time thinking, do you remember when Cooper was this close to walking or being kicked out the door, should I say. So, crazy day, crazy week. Let me know what you guys think below. Coming up today, we will also be having the Predictor show that is back. So make sure you have joined the Predictor League, completely free to do. We'll have that stream for you guys tonight. And of course, we will be talking about Cooper on it. Following that, we will have the build up to the Villa match before Monday. So that will be coming to you over the weekend. There'll be the presser. It'll be interesting to see what Steve Cooper has to say in the presser. And I believe that's scheduled for today. So we will bring that to you as soon as it breaks. But overall, let me know how you guys are feeling about this news. Does it change anything in your mind? Does it buy him a couple more games? Or do you think the club are going for long-termism now and will back Cooper come what may? Let me know in the comments down below. Before we leave, guys, or before you leave, should I say, please give the video a quick like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And don't forget, if you're shopping on Amazon, please do use our links down below. It's completely free of charge for you to click on them. Thank you for watching, and come on you Reds.